I know I keep saying that the bubble will burst eventually, but everything's going really well. Hi guys, me again with another quick public service announcement. You might have noticed on the last video that it was episode 6 and I called it episode 5. It wasn't episode 5, it was episode 6. I've done the same thing on this one. I've called it episode 6. It's episode 7, so just a quick public service announcement from me just to point out I'm aware I made the mistake. I was a sleepy boy when I recorded these videos back to back, so that's out the way. And now, on with your regularly scheduled content. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Let's Go Dortmund. Welcome to Stubo FM. I'm Stubo. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode. We've got two games today, one against Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga, and then the other one is going to be against Atalanta in the first Champions League knockout game of the season. Since you were last with me, we've played plenty of games actually. Let's just go back of all of this. I should have really got this onto this screen really. So last time you guys were with... Oh, this is messed up. There we go. That's more like it. The last game you guys saw, I believe, was the Bayer Leverkusen game where we won 5-0. Since then, lovely things have happened. We beat Gladbach 2-0 in the Borussia derby, the return derby, of course. We played them first game of the season. Arminia Bielefeld, I'm going with that. I can't pronounce it. I assume it's something along those lines. We then beat them 4-1. It was a bit of a tricky game. They were pretty defensively solid for a decent chunk of the game. We got 2-0. They scored a goal. We then scored 2 more, which included the first goal for the club for Youssoufa Moukoko. Youngest ever goal scorer, I think, in Bundesliga history. Certainly youngest in the club's history. So good things on the way for him. We used him in a couple of the other games as well. We also beat Hertha 4-0. I didn't want to click on that. We beat Hertha 4-0, Marco Reus, Jude Bellingham, Haaland, and that is Emre Can. Scoring 4 goals, another clean sheet in that one. That got us through to the next round of the DFB Pokal. As you can see, we're playing Köln in that game. And then we did beat Freiburg 3-0 as well. That one was a tough one. It took a while to break them down. They played 5 at the back. But break them down we did, and we did manage to get the win. So as I said, today it's going to be Hoffenheim and Atalanta. So fingers crossed we can get some good results against these teams. This is going to be the starting 11 for that game. Berkey in goal, Meunier, Hummels, Felipe and Guerrero in defence, Witsel and Can in the midfield, Hazard, Brandt and Depay as the attacking midfield 3, and Haaland up front. There is no Marco Reus because he has picked up a knock. Why are you not scrolling? There we go. He has picked up a little knock. He's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks. So he will miss the game against Atalanta. Hopefully he will be back for the second one though. And Gio Reyna did pick up a slight knock, but he wasn't going to be starting anyway. So that is the starting lineup. All of that said, we're going to get to the game. If you do enjoy the video and you are enjoying the series, please do leave a like on the video and any of the other ones you've watched. And please consider subscribing to the channel as well for all Football Manager goodness, including FM22 when it does come out. Now, all of that said, let's get to the game. Dortmund versus Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. Let's go. Here we go then, big game against Hoffenheim, who are in the relegation playoff position in 16th. So this is a game we should be winning, but teams down the bottom sometimes just have that little bit extra desire to push forward. So let's not count anything before it happens. Lovely touch from Haaland, back to Brandt, over to Haaland again, and Memphis loses the ball. He's gone down, he was kind of flailing his arms around as if he'd been brought down there, but nothing's been given, so it's another poor start from Erling Haaland. Not Erling Haaland, Memphis Depay. Goodness me, Stu, get your players right. Depay scored that 1 goal, but other than that, since his injury, he's definitely not been the same as he was at the beginning of the season. Haaland trying to do it all himself there. He's definitely not been the same. I don't think it's anything to worry about, because he's come back from a long, well, not a really long-term injury, but a longish-term injury. We're going to just encourage the lads here. I don't think it's too much to worry about, but we do want to see him get back to the form that he was in, that was meaning we had to start him ahead of other players. At the moment, he's not doing that. We might swap him and Brandt around at some point, because at the moment, Brandt's playing out of position. In fact, we're going to do that now. Put Brandt back in his normal position. We'll have Depay playing as a shadow striker, see if that makes any difference. We are on top in this game, but Hoffenheim have had chances, so we do need to be careful. We do need to be aware that they are good enough to cause us a bit of a mischief if they want to. Lovely flick on from Memphis there, actually, but it's ended up coming out to Gacinovic. I assume that's Gacinovic. It might be Gacinovic, I'm not too sure. Goes for the shot and Berkey with the save. So, corner to Hoffenheim. They're going to look to whip this in. Ruddy to take. One of our men hopefully going to get on the end of it. They do clear it out. Only as far as Ryan Sessegnon, of all people, playing for Hoffenheim. Whipping in again. Ramos is there to clear. Haaland tries to get on the end of it, but the highlight ends. Good start to the game. We could be doing a little bit better. No goals at the moment, but it's fine. We've been on a heck of a run. So if we have to draw this game, it's not the end of the world, but I would quite like us to get something from this more than just the 1 point. Let's just try and motivate everyone. Guerrero nervous. I don't really understand that. We might actually make a change, to be honest. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by Memphis Depay so far. So we're going to bring Jadon Sancho on. Torgan Hazard can go to Shadow Striker. We'll leave it at that for now. Axel Witzel's got yet another yellow card. We will just individually tell Jadon Sancho that we want him to do wonderful, wonderful things. We'll demand more from the team because we can do better than we have done so far. We are better than the performance we have given, and we just need to show it. We just need to be able to really push on and do it. Hazard to Sancho. Sancho running down the right-hand side here. He's going to look to try and whip the ball in maybe, or is he going to get it back? He does whip it in. Headed out, which is a bit frustrating. Rudi Sessegnon, who kicks it forward, but Emre Can intercepts. Hazard, Julian Brandt. And, oh, what a goal that would have been from Haaland. What an absolute stunning strike that would have been, but it did not go in. We are going to pause and go very attacking. We have really stepped it up in this second half, but again, we are struggling to find the back of the net. We are going to bring on Reina, I think, for Brandt. And I might even bring Witzel off for Bellingham. And I'm even tempted to bring Moukoko on. Maybe for Torgan Hazard, possibly. Torgan Hazard is nervous. I mean, Moukoko is apprehensive, so I don't necessarily know if that's a wise thing to do. But we are going very attacking. We are going to try and go for this a little bit. I'm actually going to put Guerrero onto complete wing back on attack. I want to get him forward a little bit more as well. We're going to do that. Hopefully we can find a breakthrough. They have defended well in this game, to be fair, and we have not been as good with our chances. That's a poor cross on Guerrero, but the ball is in the box. Hazard's there. We just need to be a little bit quicker to those chances, just a little bit quicker. Our urgency's just not there at the moment. We're going to go a bit expressive as well, just to try and give us a little bit more of a cutting edge at the moment. But we might go 2 up top for this last 10 minutes. I think we're actually going to do that. Bit concerning that we've struggled as much as we have. Is it going to be Hazard to come off? Hazard's not had the worst game, to be honest with you, so I'm tempted to keep him up. I am tempted to keep him up there, but I don't know if that's the right thing to do. We'll put him as a pressing forward, and we'll just see whether we can get that to work. These guys are cutting in as well, so we're going to change Sancho back to... Sancho? Who's Sancho? We're going to change these guys slightly, just to try and get them to work a bit better with these guys. Obviously, we've got Guerrero overlapping. I'm going to put Meunier onto attacking wing back as well. Get these guys further forward. Bit concerning that we've not scored in this game. It's the first game that we haven't scored in for a while. We're just going to demand a bit more. Hopefully, we're just going to be able to grab the ball, run up the other end and score. It's very poor clearance from their goalkeeper. Gets it into Meunier. Meunier is going to try and chip it over to Sancho. Sancho has got players with him. Cuts it back to Bellingham. Bellingham has 2 shots and he can't get it in. The defenders were just in the right place at the right time there. I think we're going to be dropping points for the first time in a while here, unless we get a very last minute header in. And it is in. And it's Luis Felipe with the goal that could be the winner. Get in there. Yes. Have some of that. Have some of that. Still time for them to get an equaliser, but for now, I'm very, very happy. We are going to bring Moukoko on, and we might take Meunier off because he's tired. We'll make sure that we're definitely doing that. That is delightful. That is genuinely delightful. That's exactly what we wanted. It's not a crucial game in the sense of we are currently doing very well in the Bundesliga. We've got a massive gap between us and Bayern Munich, but we want to get that gap as big as possible for as long as possible. We don't want to drop points where we can avoid it. And honestly, we might have just... that might be something that really helps us later on. And Moukoko trying to get his second goal for the club, and he just can't quite do it. But lovely movement from him to get onto the chance in the first place. But that was not a vintage performance. We had plenty of chances. We deserved to win the game. They were defensively very, very strong, but we just came into it in the end. I'm going to say that was a bit of a let-off. Haaland didn't have a great game. Depay, we need to have a word with him, I think, because he's not played very well for us. But the important thing there was the result. Hoffenheim now drop into the relegation zone proper, and we extend our lead to I think that's 14 points. That's pretty insane. Although Bayern Munich do have a game in hand on us, as do Gladbach behind them. But it is a sizable gap. Bayern Munich, by the way, keep dropping points. So they are giving us every opportunity. And we are taking it at the moment. We need to be careful. We need to make sure that we continue to take it. But for now, good times are rolling. Okay, so for the Atalanta game, I have changed the formation ever so slightly. Just because, look at their formation. Even though it is 5 at the back, I worry about those 3 forwards. So I wanted to put in a defensive midfielder. So I was toying with just dropping the defensive, the deep line playmaker back one. So we had like an offset. But I thought, let's just go with this. So we're a bit sure in the midfield. But these 3 trying to break things down. Guerrero is hopefully going to get forward. He always gets forward. These guys always get forward. So I'm hoping that will give us enough in terms of defensive cover as well as offensive capability. So fingers crossed that will work. Obviously it might not, but we're going to see if it does. I've also taken the passing directness and the tempo down a little bit. I'm actually going to take that off. And the reason I've done that is just because I just want us to control the game in this one. I worry a little bit with formations like this. I always feel like we get out-possessed a little bit. So I just want to see whether we can stop that from happening. So this is the 11 that we're going to be using. It's Berkey in goal, Meunier, Hummels, Felipe, Guerrero in defence, Chan, Bellingham and Witsel in midfield, Sancho and Brandt out wide, and Haaland up front. We're hoping we can get something going with this game. If we can get out of this with a 0-0 draw, I'll take it. I would prefer to win, but the main thing is not let them score, because it will be an away goal that will count. So we do want to be careful with that. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Dortmund versus Atalanta. Let's go. Okay, here we go. I don't know what to expect. It's a 5 at the back Italian team, so I imagine they're going to be quite hard to break down. But I'd like to think we've got enough to get past them. They've not exactly got a great recent record, but there's something about them I just look at and I just think to myself, they could be a bit difficult, if I'm being completely honest. I think we've got enough about us to get past them. It's just whether we have a good night or not. And occasionally, now and then, we just switch off and just don't look very good. Already, they're playing a little bit better than us, although we are starting to outpossess them a little bit. Whipped in from Illich, it's headed out. Bellingham's going to get on the end of this. Why Bellingham's the one up there, I don't really know, but I'll take it because he's on the ball. Get it to Julian Brandt, and if Brandt could make it 1-0, that would be delightful. It is 1-0. It is Dortmund in the lead. It's Julian Brandt with a great counter-attacking goal, with Bellingham being the one who provided the assist. Lovely stuff. Oh, that's a great start. First attack of the game after Atalanta had a good opportunity at the beginning. It's a well-timed pass from Bellingham, who gets it into Brandt, who cuts inside beautifully, as he should as an inside forward. And that is 1-0. And if we can just do that once more, maybe twice more, I'd be a very, very happy man. But for now, I'm pretty content. Happy days. Ball flicked on. Oh, it's poor. It's poor from Berkey. It's so poor from Berkey. What's he doing? Why are the defence and him not in sync there? Oh, God. Big ball over the top. The flick on from Murillo is good, but it's... I think that's Felipe. So we need to have a word with Felipe and Berkey. We need to have a word with both of them, because that's poor. We cannot allow that to happen again. That is shocking. Let's not be doing that again, guys. The one thing I didn't want to do is concede a goal. We have already done that, which is a concern. And considering the entire point of changing formation was to stop that from happening, it's a little bit frustrating that it has. We've had a shot there with Meunier. It's a poor effort from him. Why he's not getting the ball into Haaland, I don't know. I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to put work ball into the box on, because Haaland isn't in this game really at the moment, and I kind of want him to be. So hopefully, by putting that on, he's going to be the main threat in the box. Hopefully, we can get the ball to him. Worst case scenario, if that doesn't work, we'll take it off, because he might get overmarked by all of the other players. Or he just gets headers in like that, completely unmarked, which is fine. That works as well. My temptation is to raise the line further forward, but that doesn't always work. It's a decent tackle. No, it's not a decent tackle. It could be a red card. It's a red card. The referee is sending off Palomino. Yeah, I couldn't read it because of the red. Palomino has been sent off, and all of a sudden, the time might have just changed. Right. Is there anything we want to do? Because we didn't look that good in that half. But we are in this game, and they have had to take one of their men off. So let's keep things as they are. Let's see how they line up in the second half. And let's try and change accordingly. Because I think we need an extra attacking player. I think we need to change our midfield. But I'm a little bit afraid to do it while we're still at 1-1. I want to see how they play first before we make any big changes. So let's do that. So they have kept with that shape they had at the end of the half. So it's the 5-3. It was that 5-3-2 they were using. They've just taken one of the strikers off and have kind of turned it into a 5-3-1. So the midfield is still a threat, but up front they've just got the one guy. I think it's Muriel. I don't think they took him off. That's poor. That's a really poor ball. Our passing has not looked good today. Right, Bellingham gets it to Brandt. Bellingham to Brandt is how we got our goal, of course. Get it forward. The thing is now, if it is Muriel, I need to double check when it comes up with his name. He is isolated at the moment, and we can't take that for granted, but it does help us. Ball whips in, Golini heads it out. Bellingham has got the ball on the edge of the area, and Jude Bellingham gets the second goal, and that might just pull us past them in this tie. There's a long way to go, yeah, it's not guaranteed, but my words, we are having to work for this a little bit. Atalanta have been pretty good. They've been pretty solid defensively and dangerous going forward. But Jude Bellingham with the strike goes through a crowd of people. Can't complain about that. That'll do. It's Zapata who's up front as a poacher. Really interesting. Ilicic is the one who's behind him, playing as the attacking midfielder, hoping to get the ball in. Zapata, they keep changing his role. He's now a target man of all things. So they're hoping to get the ball to him and then just knock it down. We are going to make a change. Don't know what change though. Jadon Sancho's not been playing that well, so we're going to take him off for Torgan Hazard, I think. We'll give Torgan a run out on the wing. Hopefully he'll do well. We're also going to bring Meunier off for Pijak. Pijak can do a job out there, and we'll leave that for now. Hummels. It's to Pijak. Ball over to Hazard. Hazard's going to try and either get the cross in or get it to someone. He gets the cross in. Brandt is there. Header just wide. Good opportunity, but never really going to happen. Right, they've gone two up top. Their midfield is now all of a sudden very weak. So we are going to go back to our normal formation just to counter that. Do we want to make any more changes? Felipe's not had a great game, so I'm going to bring Zagadou or Akanji. Akanji will come on because he's got a bit more pace about him. And Erling Haaland's not had a great game, but I'm not going to bring Makoko on for him because I feel like that'd be madness. So we'll leave it at that for now. Give Akanji a team talk just to try and encourage him. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. And then just in the last few minutes, we're going to ask the team to focus. Go time waste a little bit. Depending on how this highlight goes, we might make a couple more substitutions. Haaland's in here. Haaland might be able to get a third. He's just been fouled, I think. The referee, I think, is going to go and have a look at the little telly. He is indeed. Look at him. Look at him. He's running. He's running really quickly. Hopefully, we get a penalty from this. That'd be delightful. And of course, Palomino, the red card that they had in the first half, he will not be available for the second leg. So, that is ideal. It is going to be a penalty. I don't know who's going to take it. It hasn't come up. Oh, he's going to go and have a word with him. He's going to go and have a word. Oh, someone's a naughty boy. No, he's not going to have a word. I thought he was going to go have a word with him. I am going to pause the game and make those last substitutions just to try and... First of all, who's taking the penalty? Let's do that first. So, it is going to be Erling Haaland. So, I don't think we take Erling Haaland off. I think he's won the penalty. He has the chance to convert it. I think that's fair. That is the 5 substitutions. That will do. That will do plenty. So, can Erling Haaland score the penalty? Oh, no, he is going to have a go and chat with him. And he is going to give me yellow card. Okay. So Talobi gets a yellow card, and he will miss the next match. So they are missing 2 players in the return leg, and we have made it 3-1. So they do have that away goal, but they all will have 2 players missing, Palomino and Talobi. Unless they manage to somehow sweet talk UEFA, I think they're going to have both those players unavailable. I think going to the 4-3-3 was a definite good decision in this game. We might even do Godstrats in the next one because we might need to, but that was tense. That was pretty tense. 1-1, I thought, that's it. The game's going to do us. The game's going to absolutely do us. Barcelona thumping Liverpool 3-1, by the way. So, mirrored scores on those. So, we get through. So, we do get the win. It can. I mean, this is an incredible record. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14 games on the bounce that we've won. That's pretty incredible. So, we will be back in the month of March looking at those games. We might play the second leg against Atalanta. I feel like we probably should, really, because that was tense, and we kind of want to see how that goes. Other than that, who do we play? We'll probably do Atalanta, and we might do Köln. We might do Bayern. I haven't fully decided on that yet. We might get another game come up between now and then, to be fair. So, actually, I might do the first Köln game, because it's the Pokal quarter-final. So, we'll have the second double cup special of the save. That sounds like a good plan to me. So, Köln in the Pokal. Atalanta in the second, the second leg, yeah, second leg of the Champions League first knockout rounds, and we'll see if we can get through in both of those competitions. And I will play the Schalke, Augsburg, and Bayern Munich game off camera. So, all of that said, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like on the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well for more. I can't even speak. For more Football Manager goodness, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Take care and bye bye for now.